Is putting up pictures of my
Now I'm recording.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach Kadash. And double honors to the elders, the apostles, the prophets, the teachers, and also the disciples that are in GMS that have been bringing out this 100% truth for the last 30 plus years. Sorry about that, Salakia. So, I'm a disciple, not a teacher, not a prophet or an elder. I'm a student. And so I'm going to humble myself as a student. I'm going to bring my notes, and I'm going to go by my notes today. And what we're going to be bringing out is 2nd Esdras, chapter 16, and we're just going to read 1 through 25 and see how that goes. So go ahead and give me just, let's go with 1 through 3.
This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 16, verse 1. Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria.
Keep going.
Gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair. Bewail your children, and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. A sword is set upon you, and who may turn it back?
Stop right there. So, woe, first of all, means total and utter destruction. So it's saying, you're Babylon, you're going to be destroyed. Asia, you're going to be destroyed. Egypt, you are Babylon. You're going down with Babylon. Egypt and Babylon are one and the same. It says, a sword is sent upon you. This is a beautiful thing, because when you get into what is the sword, well, it's a knife. You cut things with it. No, the sword is an instrument of divine justice. Give me Job 29:9 real quick. So a sword is an instrument of divine justice. (19 and 29).
19 and 29?
Yeah. This version right here is really good, because you can just and then go to the chapters and stuff.
Time. So this is the book of Job, chapter 19, verse 29. Be ye afraid of the sword, for wrath bringeth the punishments of the sword, that ye may know there is a judgment.
Beautiful. So it says right here, the divine instrument of justice is sent upon you. It says, fear the divine instrument of justice. It's telling you through this sword to fear Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai. He's the one sending it. So that sword, it's really important because it has a beautiful representation. Yahweh's divine judgment. Let's keep going, verse 4, and just read 4 and 5. 2nd Esdras 16.
This is 2nd Esdras, chapter 16, verse 4. Fire is sent among you, and who may quench it?
So, one more.
Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away?
So, that fire is also representing the divine judgment. But how are you going to stop? So when these prophecies, and you start to notice that these prophecies are hitting, who's going to stop it? It says Yahweh's word does not change. So you got to understand, by the time you realize what's going on, what's happening right in front of your faces right now, who's going to be able to stop it? You guys aren't even awake wide enough yet to even understand that there's a judgment coming that you can't stop. There's a fire coming that you can't quench. And literally, it's the judgment of for the lack of better words, the judgment of your lifestyle. Let's did you and plagues? What is a plague? We read 5, right? Go get 5 real quick.
No. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, verse 5. May any man drive away a hungry lion in the wood,
No.
or may
2nd Ezra, chapter 16, verse 5. Plagues are sent unto you.
Oh, God, Salaki. Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away?
Another beautiful thing. So this is how we know that these are the prophecies. Plagues are sent unto you. So what is a plague? You know what I like? I love looking up words because it really drives it home when you're trying to make a point. So what are these plagues? A plague is an epidemic or a disease that causes a high mortality rate, overtaking an entire community. Does anybody remember that? Has that happened? These prophecies are just hitting like domino effect. They're coming quicker, stronger, and faster. It's just like when the people were standing there on the coast in California, oh look, a wave's coming. All of a sudden, smashed them right through. Busted windows, doors got crashed. People were sliding and slipping everywhere. That's how this judgment's gonna come. You're just gonna be standing there, and by the time you realize it's judgment day, you're not gonna have a chance to even turn and look away from it. You are gonna get it full on. Let's keep going.
Verse 6, 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 6. May any man drive away a hungry lion in the wood, or may anyone quench the fire and stubble when it hath begun to burn.
Can you stop these prophecies? No. Can you stop Yahweh's judgment once he's begun to look at you again? No. See, this is the thing with people. Everybody's got this blindness over them because they chose not Yahweh. And you're going to find out when it's too late. That's why I keep saying it's too late. This is like a final warning. These are the final warnings going out. Don't you understand that this year is going to be Jacob's trouble? According to I put up a video about it yesterday, the Off the Grid Farm. This guy's got inside information with the sheriffs, and then he showed the video of a sheriff from a different county. He said as soon as he got back from the meeting with at the White House, where they have every year, he armed all of his men with ARs. He told all of his people, be ready. They said it's happening this year. Elder Apostle Tahar said, may this be the whole year of Jacob's trouble. They've been pouring in immigrants for the last 2 to 3 years. As soon as Biden took office, they opened up the borders wide open. I have another video where it says, look at these people I see. They said, I see Indians, Africans, Chinese, everybody but Mexicans. And these are military. They're walking over in a military form. They're all lined up together. They're trying to act normal, but they've got a order amongst them. So you better watch it.
They're primarily men, and military age men,
young men, fighting age. So let's keep going.
I got a quick precept.
Oh, good.
For I, the Lord, love judgment. I hate robbery for burnt offerings, and I will direct the work in truth, and I will make an everlasting covenant with them.
What chapter?
Salakia. This is Isaiah chapter 61, verse 8. Let me read that again. For I, the Lord, love judgment. I hate robbery for burnt offering, and I will direct their work in truth, and will make an everlasting covenant with them. For the Lord loves judgment. That's the reason I brought this up. Okay, he's all about that fair and balanced, judgment. Okay, he's responsible for both good and evil. The Lord says, "I create the light, and I form the light and create darkness." Okay, he also says that false balance is an abomination. I'm roughly paraphrasing, both precepts there. Okay, and like I said, I just brought this out to sort of drive home a point that the Lord is all about that judgment. Okay? And you heathen nations are going to be on the receiving end of that judgment, along with you wicked two-third Israelites. Okay?
Absolutely. Let's go back over to 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and we'll do like verse 7. Well, did we read 6? Yes, we did. 7, yeah, 7. Start at 7. Just go all the way through 9, pretty much.
Second Ezra, chapter 16, verse 7. May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer. The mighty Lord sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? A fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it?
I really want to bring out certain precepts, but I'm only going to get one for right now. I'm gonna get it. Isaiah chapter 55. Isaiah chapter 55, and that sun just started hitting. Beautiful. Isaiah 55 and 11. And the Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence. So it says that a fire shall go forth from his wrath. Who is he that may quench it? So in other words, when he sends out his warning, he's going to plead with all flesh. And I am not going to get it yet. I'm waiting. But he's going to when the Lord shall threaten, who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence. So who can stand against the Lord? Who can stand up and to Yahweh when he sends Yahweh Shai down? Who's going to stand up to Yahweh Shai and say, well, you know, it was this or that? There's going to be no justifications. That's what it's talking about. You're not going to have a chance to be able to do anything. You either get it now or you never get it, and you burn. Keep going.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, verse 10. He shall cast lightnings, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid? The Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence?
Got a little ahead of myself on that one. But when do you think you're going to be able to justify your wicked behavior in front of the Most High, and you're not going to be? I have no respect of persons. Let me just put it like that. He has no respect of persons. If you don't believe me, ask Samson. Ask Moses. Ask Aaron. Ask David. Ask Solomon. They all got judged, and they all were. Yes, David too. Remember, he did a few things and he had to suffer judgment. He lost his first son. He wept until his son died. And then he got up and then he anointed himself, right? Everybody's been judged. We've all gone off. Ain't nobody perfect. That's why when Yahushua came down, he said, there is not one that is perfect but my Father who art in heaven. Let's keep going.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, verse 12.
12, yeah.
The earth quaketh, and the foundations thereof. The sea ariseth up with waves from the deep, and waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also, before the Lord, and before the glory of his power. For strong is his right hand, that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss, when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world.
Let's get that. I got a precept for that. So he's letting you know, once this third woe starts, it's not going to stop until for the lack of better words, until everything has been fulfilled. And we're coming into that. We're actually in the third woe right now. if you go on certain news stations, their headlines will be "World at War." World at war. What do you think the third woe is? The third and total and utter destruction. This is the destruction when Yahushua shows up. You guys just don't understand how little your time is. You're so worried about, like we were talking about right now, how a woman will be less likely to date a man unless he has an iPhone. You're more worried about stupid things, superficial things, than what the Most High actually put here for us. That's why when for us to keep the laws and statutes and commandments, we go through certain obstacles, trials and tribulations. But in Revelation 2:9 it says, "You're poor, but thou art rich." What he's saying is, we have this. These are our riches. This is where we get all of our riches from. It's not from, how do you say, superficial things in the earth. And that's all I got on that. Let's get that. Let's get a precept real quick.
And land back on what the brother said. We are rich in spirit. Okay.
Yeah.
We are given I can't remember the word. But anyway, we're rich in spirit, and we're going to inherit all things when the kingdom of heaven is established here on earth. That's when we're going to reap the reward of our sacrifice here in Babylon the Great, in the four corners of the earth, the brothers that are out there on the highways and hedges, teaching this gospel. Okay? The Lord's going to reward us with everlasting life, with new bodies, okay, riches, women, you name it, okay, royalty. The Heavenly Father's going to bless us for our sacrifices here on this side of judgment. Khan, where'd you want me to go next?
Go back to you know what? I'm going to get a precept. Read second Esdras 16, and I think it was 8 or 9 again.
Khan. This is the book of Second Esdras, chapter 16, verse 8. The mighty Lord sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? A fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it?
Keep going. Read all the way through. I messed up. I'm sorry. We were at verse 11.
God. We jump down to verse 11. The Lord. You wanted me to start there?
Start at 12.
Verse 12. The earth quaketh, and the foundations thereof, the sea ariseth up with waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also before the Lord, and before the glory of his power.
Well, let's get that real quick, because I'm gonna get the Matthew 24 and 7. Let me just, I don't want to paraphrase it because I'll mess it up. And then I got get Luke chapter 21. You get 20, and you'll get 25 and 26.
So Luke 21.
Mm-hmm. Matthew, yeah. Matthew 24 and 7. And for all my brothers that study all the time, you already know what Matthew 24 and 7 is. For nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, pestilence, and earthquakes in diverse places.
This is the book of Luke.
Yeah, it's.
Are you ready?
Oh yeah, I mean, we have people in certain areas starving right now. They can't get any help. We're having earthquakes. There's an earthquake this morning in California. I think it was a 5.6.
Hawaii too.
No, Hawaii, that's what it was. A big earthquake in Hawaii. I mean, so since the years began, we've had, 3 major earthquakes. We've had Japan, then we had California on the same day, I think, and now Hawaii this morning or yesterday, right?
And there's been over 1,000 since 2024 began.
So there's been over 1,000 earthquakes already. And you guys don't understand the famine. What did I tell you? What pestilence is the same as plague. A pestilence is an epidemic or a disease that causes high mortality rate, overtaking an entire community. So it's the same thing. Get Luke 21, 25, and 26.
Khan, got it on deck. This is the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 25. And there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring.
Is that it?
Verse 26. Men's hearts failing them for fear.
Right there. Men's minds failing them for fear. They don't know what to do. So when you don't know what to do and shit's hitting the fan, you have a nervous breakdown. That's what it means. Their hearts are failing for fear. Go ahead.
And for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken.
So when you can finally see it, it's too late. Did you see that? They're like, oh man, what do I do now? What do I do? Mm-hmm. But it's too late. That's why I said I think I'm gonna call this class. The final warnings are going out, because that's what's happening right now. Every time I see another prophet, and he's either telling you these false prophets, stop listening to him, or he's telling you we're at the end times, or he's telling you watch out, they're bringing in an MOTB, or he's telling you they're all working together on the same plan. Let's go back. Go ahead.
I got a quick precept, sort of laying back what you said. This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, we'll start at verse 1. I will stand upon my watch, and set upon me the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision, and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time. And that vision is for now. That appointed time is for now. It's talking about an end time prophecy that Habakkuk saw that's taking place, that's unfolding right now. But at the end it shall speak, and it's speaking right now. It's not lying. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it surely will come. It will not tarry. And behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. And this is talking about Esau, Edom. Okay? Talking about his soul, them collectively being the wicked. Their soul's not right in them. They're not righteous. They're inherently wicked. And a lot of what you're seeing on this earth is a product of the wicked. Okay? And it's speaking, like the scripture just said. All right? It's speaking right now. We're starting to see these prophecies unfold according to the scriptures. That's all the more reason to prepare yourself spiritually. You got to repent and prepare for the King, Yahushua, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ.
So let's get another precept on that. Let's keep going with that. This is Isaiah 29:6. Thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts. That's the Shabbat. That's the Lord's army. With thunder, and with earthquakes, and great noise, with storm and tempest, and flame of devouring fire. In Chile right now, they're doing the same thing that they did in Hawaii with the high energy beams, and now they're just burning everything down. Clearly they want that land too. Let's get a couple more precepts. Why not? I got some precepts. Give me Luke 21:11. I'll get Acts. I don't even know what these ones are. I just put them in there. So
this is Luke chapter 21. We're going to jump down to verse 11. And it reads, and great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines, and pestilences, and fearful sights, and great signs shall there be from heaven.
So, once again, it's all through the scriptures. The end time prophecy is when he begins to look at us again, what's going to happen? We're going to have storms. People are going to start starving. People are going to start fighting each other. There's going to be uproars. There's going to be earthquakes. There's going to be tempests. There's going to be blood. In fact, let me get that too. Acts 2:19. And I will show wonders in heaven above and signs in the earth beneath, blood and fire, and vapor and smoke. So we're getting to that blood, that fire, that vapor, and that smoke. And don't worry, I got the precepts. I'm just saving them right now, savoring them. Let's go back over to 2nd Esdras 16, and we'll start at verse 13. So I want to show you what that blood, that fire, that smoke, and that blood is. I'm sorry, the smoke, the vapor, and the blood of the fire is, but I want to do it through the precepts. So that will break itself down in a second. We'll find out what that is. So go ahead and go back to Esdras.
Verse.
Second Esdras, chapter 16, verse 13.
Second Esdras, chapter 13, verse 16, verse 6. Take 3. This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 16, verse 13. And it reads, "For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow, his arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world."
You know what? Let's keep going. Just keep going. I'll have to break it all down together, all the way through 16.
"Behold, the plagues are sent, and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. The fire is kindled, and shall not be put out, till it consume the foundation of the earth." Verse 16. "Like as an arrow, which is shot out of a mighty archer, returneth not backward, even so the plagues that shall be sent upon earth shall not return again."
Strong is the right hand that bendeth the bow. That right hand is I always tell my kids when they're bad, you're about to get the right hand of judgment. Guess whose strong arm that is? It's coming straight. That's right. You can go to Deuteronomy chapter 32 and 39 right now. "I kill, I make alive, I wound, I heal. There's no God with me." So guess who that strong arm is? Okay? Strong is the arm that bendeth the bow. And his arrows that he shooteth are sharp. You know what? Let's get a precept on that, because that's not just talking about what we're going to get into is the nuclear weapons, but I think it's Jeremiah 50 and 9. I'm not sure. Let me check first. Not the one I want. It's Psalms. I think it's Psalm 64 and 4. Grab that and I'll get Jeremiah. But I wanted the Psalm is what I wanted, I think.
Psalms what?
64 and 7. I think that's it.
Book of Psalms, chapter 64, verse 7. "But Yahweh shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded."
And that's not the one I wanted. That goes with it, but that's not the one. Man, where is the... I had a... I lost it.
Verse 3.
It's...
"Who whet their tongue like a sword, and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words."
That's... It was now my mind went. It was the... Yeah, I think you're right. It's what you said, the bitter words.
Okay.
Read that again.
The book of Psalms, chapter 64, verse 3. "Who whet their tongue like a sword, and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words."
So the arrows that are being shot are not like I said, those arrows you're gonna find out that they're also the weapons of war. But also these arrows are harsh words. And with the words that they use, I mean, and through his policy he shall cause craft to prosper. So these arrows of sharp words are also a part of the prophecy being fulfilled. Now let's get I'm going to get it, Jeremiah 50:9. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken, and their arrows shall be as a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. So from words to actions is what's going to happen. They're going to be fighting and they're going to be disagreeing. And then what's going to happen is the final measure is the Most High is going to put the Spirit on kingdom against kingdom, nation against nation. That's Matthew 24:10, where neighbor will rise against neighbor. And so he's going to put the Spirit on them to go from speaking harsh words to actually fighting. And we're watching that play out right now. Like I said, the headlines say, world at war. China and America right now are scrambling to get into Antarctica with their Navy ships. You have Russia bombing its own country, Ukraine. You have Korea getting set up in position to fight against America. You have America going against Iran indirectly. That's why they keep blowing up the Houthi, because they're Iran backed. So all of this is coming to a point where when they shoot those arrows, they're not going to come back void. Those are the nuclear weapons. Those are going to be your nuclear weapons. So, you got anything on that?
No.
Let's go back to 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, and get 17. 16 and 17. In fact, just read through 20.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, verse 17. Woe is me! Woe is me! Who will deliver me in those days?
So, destruction unto me! Destruction unto me! Who's going to save me in these end times? Where are you going to go? What corner of the earth do you think you can run to escape Yahweh's judgment? Just wondering. I mean, as Israelites, we're hated by everybody on earth. We can't go anywhere. It is 3:11. They don't open on Saturdays. Woe is me, woe is me. Who will deliver me in those days? These days. Who's going to deliver you? The government, they've turned their back pretty much on the citizens, and they've decided to, the way I see it, either they're pumping in the armies or they're trying to replace us. They want people that'll work for cheap. Keep going.
Verse 18, 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 18. The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils shall come?
So we're living that right now. We're at the beginning of what I would consider, we're coming right into Jacob's trouble. There's no stopping it. I can see the tsunami wave way out, and I'm too close. I can't run fast enough to get away from it. And the only thing that's going to save you, for all of my sincere Akyawa Akwad, you know, the only thing that's going to save you is coming back to the laws, the statutes within the laws, and the direct commands to the best of your ability, according to your knowledge, using application with the things that you know you can do. Now, anybody with half a brain knows that there's certain things in this Bible from the Old Testament. Oh, you say all the laws are done away with. Well, not all the laws. None of the laws are done away with. In fact, when Yahushua returns, all the laws are coming back into effect. Your grace period shall be ended. You won't have that grace anymore. Man, my mind went blank. So, these are the beginnings of sorrows. These are the great mournings. We are at the beginning. They just, in Texas, they burned down a bunch more chicken coops on the side. Media blackout. They're taking out all of our food. Why? Because that way we'll go to our oppressor and hunger and thirst and nakedness and in want of all things. They want to have control over you again. They've lost control over the nations. Everybody's living in a beast system, and in that beast system, you're allowed to do whatever you want. They didn't realize that people were going to take that seriously. They thought that they would just follow the beast. They didn't realize that everybody was going to become part of that beast system to where they're their own god. And you know what? So this is the beginning of famines and great death. Great death. You know what's really crazy about the great death? And I can't remember when I saw this, but this dude was going, no, and he's got the camera down, and this bear's about as far away from as the cars across the street, and he's just laying on top of, I don't know if it was one of his friends or family members, I couldn't tell if it was a guy or a girl, just eating him. Right there on camera, just live on camera, yep. Great death. There's going to be way more than that. It's going to get way worse than that, and that's just one. That's just one. This is the beginning of wars. I just told you. Russia and Ukraine, U.S. and Iran indirectly, bringing all other nations. So the Israeli against the Gaza. I mean, all of these are the beginnings of wars. Yes, you're in the third woe. When you go look at the news, it says world at war. It doesn't say, haha, this is funny. This is a great joke. Everything's going to go back to normal in a couple days. No, this place is getting struck. It's going down. And you know what? I'm happy for it. I'm happy that this is finally over. Because when Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai returns, there's not going to be a fucking smiley face in the crowd. You guys are going to be running, hiding, screaming, bloody, torn up, dead, ripped apart, and you're going to be wishing you could die. You're going to be dead in spirit. You're not going to know why, and nothing works. Hate people. You know what? I hate these smirky ass motherfuckers. They think it's cute. They think that the word is cute. That's not real. Why do you go to your Christian church every Sunday then? Why? Why would they even have a Christian church? And you know what? I love this. Every time I say the word Christian, it reminds me of where that word came from. That word is derived from the word nigger. Because what does the word nigger mean? It means Christian prophet, such as Barnabas and Simeon. So, when wicked ass people walk past me, I feel that nasty, evil, wicked spirit. And I'm ready to address it every time. Humbleness and righteousness also are addressed. So, and the powers shall stand in fear. That is your world leaders. Your world leaders are going to be in fear. When this thing hits, it's, you know what? When they start pushing those buttons, they got to stand in fear too, because now they know that they fulfilled the last and final prophecies. There's going to be no turning back. There's no turning back. And see, the way they're moving forward, they can't backslide any, because if I move back a little, this guy over here might take me out. That guy over there might take me out. So I got to keep advancing, and we all got to keep coming to a head. Isn't there like a Dr. Seuss cartoon like that, where the guy like throws a rock at the other guy, and the other guy gets a stick, and then the other guy comes back with a bigger stick, then the guy gets a sword or a knife, and the other one brings a sword, and then one brings a gun, and the other one brings a bazooka, and then one brings a tank, and the other one brings, all of a sudden, it's a nuclear war, and everything is completely destroyed. We're watching that happen and play out right now. The beginning of evils. Rainbow Mafia. Taking down statues and then putting in statues. Taking down statues of Christ statues, I don't know. But they're all graven images. But you're taking out one that you guys supposed was good and you replaced it with Baphomet. That's the beginning of evils. Saying to a child that, oh, it's a decision on what you want to be. And I'm talking about whether you want to be
he or she,
masculine or feminine, or however you want to put it. I don't want to say too much. These are great, great evils. So, what shall I do when these evils come? What did I just tell you? You gotta before all this happens, the Most High has already grounded you. That's why he said, I'm gonna put my name in your frontlets. I'm gonna put the laws on your frontlets. So you're gonna always see. This is the thing. This is the difference between the 1/3 and the 2/3. The 1/3 relates everything back to the scripture naturally. It's not like you're trying to do it. It's like, oh, you know that, and you know what I'm talking about. Everything you see and say, even when you're by yourself, you're like, yep, this verse, that verse. I can't watch a TV show without breaking it down. So I don't really watch movies with my kids anymore because they're getting a lesson the whole way through it. No, I don't want to watch that. I'll just go read a book. And get them on the books though. But let me get back to it before I go too far. So let me go back to 2nd Ezra. I only have a couple more verses, so I'll just read them out real quick, and if anything comes to mind, I'll get it for you. So where were we at? We were at 18. See, we went to 2nd Ezra chapter 1, not 16. I'm like, why am I, you know what I'm saying? Like, am I even in this anymore? It doesn't. That's another thing. Every time when I come out here on the streets, for some reason, my tablet will start going crazy. It literally, I don't know if it's the power of the Spirit or if it's all these damn towers around us. But this thing doesn't want to work right. It's going to give me Ezra, but not the Ezra sometimes. And you just watch me tapping it. I never asked for Ezra chapter 1. I never typed that in. So, back to Ezra chapter 16, and we'll pick up where we left off at verse 19. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. So, what is an amendment? What's the biblical definition of amendment? So, an amendment is a resolve on a part of a patient not to sin again. So, in other words, this thing's going all the way out. Look at that. It really does this to me. And now that your battery died, now this thing's all over the place. Okay, so now that we know what an amendment is, so he's doing all this so you won't sin again. Famine, plague, tribulation, anguish are sent as scourges so you won't sin again. As an amendment, they're judgments against you. But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. So, let's get a precept on that. So even Isaiah chapter 29, and we're going to start at verse. Isaiah 29. We'll start at verse. Isaiah 29, we'll start at verse 10. Let me make sure it's got it though. So, it said they went and changed with all this evil. So, and this is why. This is the thing about the 2/3. They see everything that the 1/3 sees, but they don't give a shit. And there's a reason for it, because Yahweh does not want them. Let me prove it. For the Lord hath poured out upon you. I'm sorry, this is Isaiah 29 and 10. For the Lord hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and hath closed your eyes. The prophets and your rulers, the seers hath he covered. He doesn't want you. And there's a reason for it. Let's go, I'll show you why. This is Isaiah chapter 29, and we're going to start at, we'll start at verse 8. No, we'll start at 9. For this is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of the Lord. Why did he put the seers and the prophets to sleep? Verse 10, which say to the seers, see not, don't have any more visions for us, please. And to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, to prophesy is to say before. Walk around somebody and start talking, all of a sudden something happens to them, you prophesied it to them. So, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things. Prophesy deceits. That's why. It's that simple. You like being lied to. When you saw the truth, you didn't turn from your wickedness. Let's go back over to 2nd Esdras. We'll finish this out right here. So, yes. All right. 2nd Esdras, going back to where I left off, verse 21, chapter 16 and 21. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. So right now, I mean, I can go home, I can turn on my PlayStation, what is it, PlayStation 5? I can go on YouTube, I have a Fire Stick, I can cook up a pot of coffee, I can go turn the heater up, you see what I'm saying? Everything will be good. You'll think yourself to be in a good case. Oh, I've got all that. Put gas in my car still, but wait, are we fighting Iran? You see what I'm saying? They think that everything's all good. And even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. Now, I already told you. What did I tell you the sword is? That is an instrument of Yahweh's divine judgment. So he's judging you. Sword, famine, where was that? Sword, famine, and great confusion. So what do? It tells you right here that the evils are growing upon the earth. Media blackout. They show you a little bit, but luckily for us, the knowledge shall be greatly increased. So what do? We go on the internet and we watch all the what our government calls fake news. That fake news has been getting us by for a long time now, and it's becoming real every time. Conspiracy theory, no conspiracy fact. Conspiracy fact, like Nathaniel. Hey, no, oh, Chip. Remember when he said that? Now that was a conspiracy, right? Now it's a fact that the MOTB, I can go online right now. I can go online right now and buy one. So let me go ahead and finish this out. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine. The others that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. So you're going to be the instrument of Yahweh's divine judgment. No matter what, like I said, what corner of the earth are you going to? Where are you going? You're not going to be able to hide from this judgment. And verse 23, the dead shall be cast out as dung. Dung is shit. The dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them. For the earth shall be wasted, and the cities shall be cast down. Verse 24, there shall be no man left to till the earth or sow it. Why? Well, let me show you this judgment that it's talking about right here. So let's go back to the book of Isaiah, and we'll go to chapter 66. Isaiah chapter 66. If you want to see the ultimate judgment of earth, well, it's in Isaiah chapter 66. We'll get it, verse 15 and 16. For behold, Yahweh will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames. of fire. There's your nuclear warheads. He's going to burn this place down. And it just told you that there will be nobody dwelling in 2nd Esdras. Everybody's going to be gone. No one's going to be able to till the ground because they're all going to be deleted. Let me keep going. For by fire and by his sword, a divine instrument of Yahweh's judgment, and by his sword. And you know that sword, that divine instrument of his judgment, we can all go to Job 9 and 24 and know that the world was given into the hands of the wicked. And then what is it? Genesis 27 and 25 and 26, I might be wrong about Genesis, I think it's in chapter 25 or 27, where Esau gets his blessing. What is his blessing? It's the sword.
27 verse 40.
27, 38 through 40. 27, 38 through 40. So we know that his divine instrument of judgment, we know what it is. That's because that's what this book does for you. So all of these things that I'm speaking to you right now, I'm telling you as a warning. You see how much time we've got left? If you can't, you were never chosen to see, and you've got that deep sleep and the great blindness on you. I got one more precept. I'm gonna close out with, and it started, man, it just got cold out here. I mean, it dropped about 10 or 15 degrees in 1 minute. 2 Peter chapter 3. And we're going to start at verse 10. But the day of Yahweh will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise. The elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. So it's written, oh, but that's the Old Testament. No, the 2 Peter's. That's the New Testament for all you Christians. Don't worry, for all of you Old Testament only, Isaiah 66. You can't get away from it. You can't get away from it. It's all through the scriptures. It's written in our judgments in Deuteronomy, and our judgments in Deuteronomy chapter 28, starting at 15 through 68. You cannot get away from Yahweh's judgment. If you think you can, well, I'll be over here at the finish line. I want to see how you do, honestly. Let me keep going. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of person ought ye be in a holy conversation and godliness? Looking for and hastening unto the coming day of Yahweh, wherein the heavens, being on fire, shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. And those elements melting, do you understand how hot it is when you split an atom? It's not a stove fire. You're not playing with the little forest fire or little campfire anymore. This thing will melt you. It'll melt through anything, and they're playing with that technology right now, thinking that they have control over it. And if you got anything else to add, I got one more verse. Revelation 22 and 12. Behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me, to give every man according as his work shall be. So if you are blind, this isn't for you. If you can't see or understand, this isn't for you. If you have questions, it might be for you. But the Most High Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai is coming to reward you for the works that you're putting out today. So whatever you're doing right now, that's what you're going to be rewarded on in the kingdom. And with that being said, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai B'Hashem Ruach HaKodesh. And double honors to the elder apostles, the prophets and teachers, and disciples at GMS. Shalom.
Shalom. Man, I hate that my damn